Bula, everybody. This is the Dope Podcast, Dope Conversations with Dope People. We've got a special guest today, but before that, we're going to start around the room, beginning to my right and then ending with our guest. Introduce yourself and something about you that we don't know.
Hi everyone, my name is Zahif, and something you don't know about me is I'm famous.
Bruh.
If nobody knows you're famous, you know what? Okay.
Bulavunak, everyone. My name is Leila, and I don't like animals. I love them from a distance.
Love them from a distance.
Yeah.
Like from a distance. Next.
Hi guys, it's Ama, and one thing, books. I don't like books.
What did books do to you?
It's like an evil love one.
Hello everyone, my name is Mano, and
Hi, and we forgot everybody else.
one thing you don't know about me is that I've read the Bible 4 times.
Well, everybody, I am Alan, and one thing you don't know about me is I love grog.
We know that. We all know that.
Everyone knows that.
At this point, we all know that.
What you don't know about me is I have weird bending elbows.
Sure.
What the hell?
Whoa.
Everybody take feel. Yours is all faulty.
Hi, my name is Mafi.
Hi.
Mafi.
What's up? One thing you don't know about me,
I'm a
I
woman.
never swear.
So evidently we're lying now. We're just lying now.
Wow.
Introduce yourself. Touch the mic so delicate.
Hi guys, my name is Ura.
Hi.
Yeah. Hi.
One thing we don't
Something
know
weird
about you.
about you.
One thing you don't know about
You
me.
cross-dress in the weekend.
No. One thing you
Only
probably
sometimes.
don't know about me is I hate grog.
Wow. Boy, talk
That's
on.
a lie.
Talk on.
That's a
Right now,
lie
Satan
right
is
there.
smiling.
Hey, Bula gang, my name is Kado.
Hi, Kado.
Something weird about me.
Something we don't know about.
We don't know.
Something you don't know about me. Also, my parents picked my name out of a magazine.
What kind of magazine? You know what? No, let's move on.
I don't know. They just saw the name and they liked it and they added an extra letter and now I
Well,
have a
if your
name
name
that...
was Johnny, I'd know which magazine.
Oh.
Like
What-
the racing one.
What article are you
The
reading?
racing one.
Yeah,
The
sure.
car racing one.
Joel.
Sure.
Yeah.
Bulavanaka, my name is Daniel.
Hi, Daniel.
One thing you guys don't know about me is I am a human voice changer.
Human voice changer. Change your voice, we want to hear.
Meow.
Listen, Bulavanaka.
Right. Whoa, bro. Oh my God, bro. Okay. And our guest.
Hello, everybody. My name is Tuets.
Bye,
I've been sober now for about.
2 minutes.
This is my
One thing you don't know
31st.
about me. Damn, I'm over 30. Over 35,
Feet or...
age-wise.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Okay.
How old? 34, I think. Turning 30. I don't know. Let me just take the calculator.
He's going to check the calculator.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not the calendar.
You manage your
Minus the-
Wait,
with the current
How
year.
do you calculate your age based off of the calendar?
Like... Anyway.
35.
Okay, so he's 35. Okay, cool. So today's podcast, before we begin, like we always do, we're gonna start with some grog. Because dope is about dope conversations with dope people,
And dope young one.
which is why we invited Tuets to be part of our dope podcast. Because it's dope. Also, on behalf of everybody here, thank you for taking the time to come and talk to us. I know you have a busy schedule,
Sure.
being a famous artist and all that.
Nah.
It's awesome to have you here. And I think everybody would like to say thank you. Say
Thank you.
Thank
you.
you.
Okay, set Taki to the guest.
Bruh,
Oi.
taki now. Ura, you thought you were gonna taki later?
So, conversation I wanted to have with you.
Uh-huh.
But before I do, I'm gonna have my friends here ask you a few questions because I know you have something you wanted to ask him. Yes. Go ahead.
That's
Right
not
after
creepy
your
at all.
drinks.
That's not creepy at all.
No mula.
Yes, Mbola.
Bonjour.
Bonjour. Big Joe. Yes. So what is your question, Mafi?
Yes. So last week when you were here, you showed us a small clip from your vlog in that. You just like explain to us what that journey was like. We said to use one.
Iya, Bula.
Bula.
Olum.
Recharging trip. It's been 2 years
since the last time I've been magtaron in the jungle or gone anywhere.
Speaking of the jungle, the thing I wanted to talk to you about is because you are also if you guys don't follow Tuets on social media, you should. What's the name on social media they should look up?
Your handle.
My handle, @Twitter, ART_UETA.
So that's the one that you have to look for on social media. Because I think you're the only friend that I know, the only person that I know that goes out into the middle of nowhere. And when I say middle of nowhere, he goes out into the jungle, into the mountains, alone.
Wait, what?
Yeah, he just one day decides, you know what, I'm going to climb that mountain over there, and he just takes off.
Okay.
So when you go, and we're going to start with first preparation, how do you prepare for something like that?
It depends on where you're going and how long you're going for.
Okay. What's the hardest place that you've ever gone trekking in?
I went with, who's this? Talno Treks. I don't know if you know those guys.
Nope.
That's crossing through Vitilevu, 1 whole week.
Through the island?
Yeah, but starting from one village past Manasavu.
Yeah.
It's in the middle of the Vitilevu, Nanga.
Yeah.
Cross from there to Mba.
So you drive there?
Drive there, you get off, then they'll pick you up again from
the other side.
The other side.
Say. And how long does it take from that village to like the end?
5 days.
And this is the whole day trekking?
Yeah.
But relax pace, or we're doing the army thing?
No, relax pace.
Yeah?
But you stay in between villages, so the villages are close by, so it's probably
Wait.
40 to an hour.
Forgive my ignorance, but in the middle of Vitilevu, there are villages
Heaps
on the...
and heaps, bro.
Wait, for real? I thought they live around like the populated areas, like I said, forgive my ignorance. But there's like villages all the way up in the mountains.
All the way up there.
Say.
Wait, I have one question. So, like, for those kind of villages,
Yeah.
are there like roads to it, or do they normally get off and then they walk? Like, if they're coming from the thing.
Some villages you have to get off and walk.
Say.
Like I think when we watch a lot of gang who come and play rugby, they just wash over the gang stories.
Yeah.
So bring up Rupeni Zauzau.
Got it.
Stays in the middle of nowhere. Like there's no road there. Like if
What,
high
for
tide,
real?
you have to swim past one mangrove or something.
Oh, how do you get there then?
Swim past one mangrove. But you plane and bus.
What, for real?
If there's one track, lucky, you can take the track close.
So just hitchhiking along the way.
Yeah.
So that means, like in the middle of nowhere on Vitilevu, you have people living there.
Yeah. Some places they're so remote, like they live in the valley.
Yeah.
So the road ends up at the top, and you have to get on a horse, and then the horse comes down the cliffside.
So you're going village to village across Vitilevu to the end. So where do you end up at? Like the final destination? I
Navala.
shouldn't say that. Where?
Navala.
Navala. Where is that?
In Mba. That's the picturesque place where they'll put all the burre and everything.
Say.
Yeah.
Okay. So it takes 5 days to get there. So how do you prepare for that?
They'll give you the list.
The boss gonna ask, eh? How much when,
Basic stuff. Water.
Wait, so how much water should you take for 5 days? Because can you like drink the streams and all on the way?
Yeah, you can.
There are streams
There are
and all.
some streams, some place where they tell you it's okay to drink, like the spring.
Yeah.
But in the villages, they'll give you water. So we go to each village and do the same. So they'll provide the place for you to sleep.
So you should take grog.
So how much grog do you take?
According to the number of villages that you're going to sleep in.
So it's like 20 villages.
20.
So if 20 kilos?
No, 20 if you can take a waka set. But sometimes, since you're traveling, it's the Lamikava packs.
Yeah. But easy to carry.
Easy to carry, yeah.
So who has the honor of carrying that? Or you can share it amongst yourself, the weight?
Amongst yourselves.
Oh, so along the way you get that. So food-wise?
Will be provided by the villages.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But if you're planning on trekking, then that's something you have to plan for.
How long have you been doing this?
I think most of my life.
For real?
But I think I'm not that special because it's other gang who I'm part of, but this gang been doing it
longer than that.
Longer than that, and it's been part of their lives and all.
So
I'm
wait,
just a city boy going there. Oh, okay, go here, go here. I'm the only one with the camera. That, okay, take the photo. But there's heaps of other gang who.
Wait, and they're like you, like they live in populated areas and they just go trekking.
No, this is the gang in the villages. Or...
Oh, okay. So the guys that live like in those villages you're talking about. What is it like? Like, because I've seen you. There's a few videos you have where you trek alone.
That was when I was young and stupid.
What's that like? So you don't recommend that for anyone to like just get up and like take a bag and go.
Don't.
So what made you do that in the first place? Yeah. What made you do that in the first place?
I just wanted to do what I used to do when I was younger.
Yeah. So explain what were you doing when you were younger?
Step home.
You used to step home into the mountains.
Well, I grew up in one extended family.
Yeah.
So we're always going to Lotoka, going to all these places. And then holidays, we get either my father sends me to the farm, or I go to my mother's village in Namoli, Lotoka. Where they just drop all the cousins in one place, they look after them.
Take them.
The parents go.
We'll come back.
So our grandmother will take us to all these places around Lotoka, deep inside some Beto.
So you grew up in the wild, basically.
Yeah. But again, I'm not special. It's other gang.
Oh yeah. That's true.
Yeah.
But we don't have them here. We just have you.
Nah.
So we're talking to you. So you've done this for like since you were younger. So what's that like when you travel by yourself and trek through like the jungles by yourself? Especially nighttime, you get any weird experiences?
Heaps and stuff.
That's what I want to talk to you about today. So tell us about some of the weird things that you've experienced when you go trekking alone in the jungle by yourself at night.
I prefer getting lost rather than hearing all the stuff in the jungle. You know?
Saying I run away.
So like you've heard like noises and stuff.
Noises that are not supposed to be in the jungle, like people talking.
Shit, what are you talking about?
And this is like in pitch blackness.
Pitch black. Sometimes in broad daylight. Like I took two of my friends and we went to one waterfall.
Yeah.
They were walking. We could hear some people talking. Talking. I thought, okay, maybe another group coming.
Could you
behind
understand
us.
what they were saying?
Not really.
Also like faint talking,
faint
but you could hear
talking.
it. Yeah.
They kept walking. I kept hearing them. Then these two turned around. Hey, is that another group? Yeah, most probably because this is our famous waterfall.
But in your mind, you're like, no.
No, I'm still thinking like, okay, this
Oh,
is
yeah?
It's probably somebody else.
Yeah, probably somebody. But we were walking around slow pace, one really slow pace, because these two,
So
Instagram
stroll. Okay.
See one flower, take a photo with the flower. Like, what's this plant? Oh, that's the mandarin. Oh, can I eat it? Damn.
Mandarin is in the market too. And then?
Good. So they, man, this group, they still haven't caught up yet. I was like, sir. Okay, keep walking.
It's sus that one.
Once we reached the waterfall, and there was no sound, like no sound whatsoever.
Not even birds.
Not even birds. So that's when I knew something is here. Hey, we better hurry up and go the other way. Why? What's wrong? Let's wait for them to come and take photos and meet some new people. You mad or what?
Again, camera shy.
You don't understand the danger we're in.
When you say a group of people, you heard how many voices you think you heard?
Like 4 or 5.
4 or 5.
But people, let's say, like you can always play around with that noise. And you think, okay, maybe that's somebody.
Like somebody from the village somewhere. Yeah.
But the door opening and closing, like that kind. Like, you know, maybe,
Wait. Say this.
Danger,
Explain
boy.
that.
So sometimes you think, okay, maybe it's just the branches creaking next to each other or something. So you make excuses.
So you hear like a creaking door.
Yeah, but when you hear that door slam, like, no, that's the
A tree cannot slam.
Same time, leave all your things and run up, boy.
Yeah, standing there.
So wait, and when you go by yourself, these things are happening.
But usually it's not by myself. It's with other gang around me.
So this only happens when you bring people with you.
Yeah.
Say.
Not when I bring, like, sometimes I'm going with other people or join their group or in the farm. Like.
So when you go by yourself alone, nothing.
Because I've been only by myself twice.
Oh, so those 2 times nothing.
Those 2 times. That one time I got lost, and that's the lesson. Okay, no more. None of this.
I take friends with me now. When you go with other gang, what's other things that you've encountered that's like makes your hair stand?
This is in the farm. Our farm before back then in the 90s, it was very secluded. Right now there's more development there. Now we have electricity. What?
What's the sevens?
Gory. Like what? 7 years ago, then we finally had electricity. We still don't have water yet. That's how.
Yet?
Yeah, how remote we are.
I'm hoping that one of the Rambuka government people hear you and please take the water there.
In the Karakinalawa.
Okay,
That's
continue.
up that's it. Now there's any more things from.
But just don't check the farm, eh?
Just 2
Guys, our farm.
Just provide another water and leave.
1,000 liters, please.
Okay, so
But anyway, when you first started there to clear the trees and everything, so when you first go to like a virgin land, not yet touched, and you cut the trees, something will happen always for sure. If you don't do the proper thing, again felling the trees, someone will die or something.
That's serious.
That's serious. Our mana is still strong in the
highlands.
places we don't go. Because I think these things are there for a purpose, to protect it.
Yeah.
That's why they say don't make noise, don't litter.
Yeah.
Like this is not something the devil will say, like don't litter in my area. But so I
Fine, death.
So I think these things protect the place. So once we're felling the trees, they built one lean-to. It's just corrugated iron like this and the
Post.
post. So you job finish, you come and rest there. If the house is too far, you bath nga, change, relax there. So one doesn't smack juice, because that's still young. Yeah. +7, +8 like that. Smack juice, pretending to drink grog, till the radio going.
This at night?
At night.
And then?
No light.
Ooh.
Only the kerosene lamp nga.
Wait. For everybody's reference, to put some context to this, how dark is it?
It's like super dark. When there's no moon,
Like walk outside, you put your hand like you can't see.
your hand.
Say.
So it's basically you walking around with your eyes closed.
Eyo. But the stars, they are super close. That's using satellites.
You can see it. It's
Eyo.
clear. Like the night sky is
The night sky
clear.
is so clear. Over here,
It
there's
must
so
be
much
beautiful,
light,
eh?
so much light pollution in the city. I think that's why we don't.
And the smoke
The
too.
smoke.
Eyo. So going on, we're sitting there, smacking juice, drinking juice, everything. Till it's already going. Then one pebble hit the back of the house. And everybody, sweating and everything. Eh? Somebody go out to check, swear, come back, drink, then 2, 3. Then things started to rain pebbles,
Say.
like actual rain, but just pebbles on the tin roof.
So like hail.
Like hail, but it was just on our tin roof.
So what did you gang do?
We just kept quiet.
No more. Hey.
No more. Like nobody there, like all kids, nobody know how to pray or.
You pour the juice away or?
That was expensive thing, man. It was $2 something.
So this has been happening to you since you were a child.
Yeah.
Like, and is it like normal now for you? Like, if you go to like the secluded areas that you always go trek to.
I'd love to say that like, I'm used to it, but no.
No, eh?
Like even before you see it or hear it, you'll feel it. Your hair stands, like you just feel the heaviness, the quietness.
What goes through your mind when you start
I
feeling
mean, shit
that?
now. That's
What's the worst one that you've encountered?
some caves on one place where somebody's still doing the ritual.
Wait, what?
Say.
Okay, I want to hear that.
No. No, like you just see the fella's tools.
Oi.
Oh.
So wait, you know, 'cause that's the thing. I don't really know what they use for their tools. So like, what are their tools?
No, what is this ritual too? Like,
I don't know how the intricacies of what you do in one ritual like that.
you never done it?
No, man.
No, just to be clear. Yeah, okay.
Like if you do want to do it, like you have to know what you're doing. Otherwise, things gonna do you nicely. That's from the stories I've heard.
Yeah.
And
Think
from the people
backfire
I've
badly.
seen. Like they go snap and they just.
You discovered this person in the middle of a ritual?
No, so this is when I was working for one hotel.
Yeah.
And people like me, we find each other, the gang who
have the spiritual cabbage.
partake in the herb.
Spiritual cabbage,
Right.
yes.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
But it's weird, like when like this.
You just know.
We just know each other. Eh? Maybe the locks give it away or what?
Maybe.
Not enough on the yellow green there.
Maybe. You might as well wear sneakers, like you should wear sneakers around your neck just to make it real.
But everywhere I go, people will be like, Bras.
Dula.
Worry. Friends, all of a sudden, friends for life.
I mean, so I've heard.
Allegedly.
Allegedly. So you're saying about this guy?
God, so you were in this, working for this resort. Then this one's place where we do our little ceremony, our little partaking ceremony.
The spiritual cabbage.
Right.
Allegedly.
So it's a nice spot hidden away from everybody next to one generator room. I think full of diesel and nobody goes there. Like it's a yak place. Eh?
And because of diesel smell, you won't smell the.
People put their rubbish there, like
Okay.
it's hidden from the guests. So we built a little table there, little chairs. No,
Allegedly.
little clubhouse.
Allegedly.
Next one, cassava patch.
So many details for allegedly.
So this is the hotel. They plant their own vegetables and stuff. Eh? So that's where we go in and sit down. So every Saturday there's a full-on party. Almost every resort has their Saturday night party. They invite the bands to come and all. So that's the time suddenly we step away from everybody. Everybody's busy with the guests and everything. We're sitting there in the dark. Sitting there in the dark. The owner comes into the jungle. Like, oh, we never see this fella. Like the big boss is here, man.
Yeah.
And what's the fella? Hey, wait, what the hell is he doing here in the farm? And then another Fijian fella followed him. And these guests, like two, they looked Asian. They came and they said in the farm, like I think, what the hell is happening?
So you guys are just sitting in the dark watching this.
Watching this happen.
Because you can't say anything, and otherwise they'll find out your spot.
Yeah, find out on spot,
Yeah.
you know. We are going like, I was thinking of a prison sentence. Eh? Meanwhile, one devil is being summoned 5 meters from us.
Well, that's what they were doing.
They were doing that.
This is
like,
the big boss of the hotel.
Yeah, with the Fijian fella, they did the grog and everything
This in the dark.
in the dark.
With the two Chinese people.
Yeah, I would say that they're Chinese, but they're Asian.
They look
Okay.
Asian.
Oh, sorry, my bad.
And we do not
Asians.
want to insinuate.
Yeah, you know,
Yeah.
to insinuate, but
So they were mixing grog in the dark.
yeah, they sat down, they did the whole thing. So One is
Are they saying stuff when
Are they
do
I don't
this?
really too far to hear.
Oh, okay.
We're just
okay,
watching
okay,
them.
Okay.
They spill the thing. The boss drinks. They spill it again. And the Chinese fella drinks. Asian fella.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
And then?
Like they did it for a few times. They count 3, 4. And that was it.
And they just went back.
Said some words. And he went back.
But imagine if the boss drinks, when he pours it out, he says, Tuets. And they name every one of the gang with you.
And Tuets is standing at the back. I wonder what this fella doing.
Same time they see what cassava in their growth.
Wait, so
Cassava
that
pumpkin, you know.
it happens?
It happens like, I think most of us are ignorant to all these big resorts
Yeah.
and everything.
Yeah.
These big businesses like this.
Yo. So now I'm going to be very worried when I go to any hotel, man. You never
But
know.
I'm not going to say that to all resorts and hotels.
I know, yeah.
You can do a wonderful job, thank you.
Thank you for propping up our economy.
Love your Fijians. Love the
I
Fijians.
love your locals.
Yes, that's the one. Love your locals.
Love your
yes, yes.
locals.
So, it's something that most of us don't think about because you live in the city and you're like so engrossed in the life of the city that nobody ever thinks that in this day and age people are still doing that out in the rural, remote
Wait,
areas.
in the urban areas, you'll be surprised. Like,
Wait, in the urban areas too?
urban areas, bro.
I know. I've actually heard some. I had a friend when we were like in high school. Follow was big time grog. Mind you, we were like Form 5. Already had Kanye all over himself.
Form 5?
Form 5.
Dang.
So a fellow stayed down in Tadirua. Fal came and told us about when he went to go and drink grog, and there was somebody pouring grog into their shit.
Oh.
And he'd be talking to to himself the whole time. He'd be drink and he'd be tacky for 2. So he'd drink one and then he'd pour one down his shit. And then when he'd stand up, his shirt is dry.
Whoa!
And he'll be talking to himself the whole night, and he'll be saying the names of the gang around him. So I asked him, what did you do after that? Boy, same time, got my stuff, went and stole somebody's flip-flop outside and ran home.
They'll be like, oh, Ricardo is drinking over there.
Wow. No, but imagine, that's in Tadirua. Suva mana, that's Suva.
So, with all this this whole movement towards being a Christian state and
Yeah,
all,
that's
this thing is still alive and well inside.
very much alive. That's one thing I find funny because we're so lost in the gospel lens.
Yeah.
Like, we've seen the light. Can Rama. Don't talk about Avu. Don't talk about but they
That's
can
the old ways.
They still put the Uzi to the Uzi
Got
is
it.
not in the Bible. Like what the hell?
But like
Speaking of which, outside Ellen's house is a big Uzi plant.
I'd like to thank my father for planting that Uzi. Because when I finish grog at 3 in the morning, I put the Uzi in my ear and walk home. Because Ellen is not stupid.
Good. It's always what like there's some bugs that people that tree bug. I forgot what. tree
Namun
was.
baka.
Yeah, like they keep it inside the house to ward off the evil spirit.
Oh, yeah.
And all these things, like they're not in the Bible. They say, oh, we've seen the light, but then that's pagan.
Funny story, and you can see this prevalent amongst like the older generation, because my mother is like full 100% read the Bible every day, sing the hymns, go to church, kinda. But she also notices omens and believes in all that superstitious stuff. And when I bring it up, she goes, see, no. God is one thing, but as gangs, culture is different. Huh? So she'll be like sitting at home and on Dragonfly flies in, we're getting visitors.
For me, the funniest one, because my parents were the same way. So like the Rotuman side is worse. The Rotuman side is way worse.
Superstition is up there
So
with religion.
we used to have this cat, and so in Rotuman belief, if your cat is having like when they vomit out the furball, that's considered bad luck for the family. So I already don't like cats. It's just a big disclaimer. So my father told me, whenever the cat does it, you do whatever it takes to get the cat outside the house. So one time the cat was full of boy, I lined that thing up like I was 10 cat. I whacked that again, allegedly.
Also, animal cruelty is bad.
No, because we had to get the cat out, and you can't just pick it up because again it gets very defensive. Boy, I whacked that cat, thing flew outside, allegedly. But yeah, so in the house, like if the cat starts vomiting, they go, hey, go. And also when the owl flies over your house.
Yeah.
If the owl is outside your house, I think it was because when I stayed in Rotuma for 1 year, it was so bad that whenever there used to be and Rotuma has like endemic birds. Birds only found in Rotuma. There's one bird that will screech outside your house. And it'll scream like it'll just I can't do the sound. That's not that doesn't
Sounds
sound
like a phone on vibrate.
Yeah, but it'll screech loudly. Yeah? So if that no, it'll just be screeching like screeching. Okay. But you can
Okay.
And then so one time we heard it for 1 week straight, and then on the I think the 7th day we had the owl outside. And so when I went and I told my dad, father said, go outside, get one stick, throw it at the tree. And so I don't know. So I went to throw it. He said, think on. I said, yeah, I saw something fly away. Okay, said. Because the whole, if there's an owl outside, they're not
Messenger
waiting
of
for
death.
But yeah, when my mom passed away, my sister and my dad were in Rotuma. And my sister couldn't sleep because there was an owl outside that was screeching the whole night. Right. And we were in Fiji. My mom passed away at around 11 o'clock. From 11 o'clock all the way till the morning, my sister couldn't sleep. And because that owl was outside just constantly screeching. And then when I called in the morning, she's like, oh, it makes sense. I mean, she cried, but then she said...
It's funny that you should mention how, the football with the cats. I have 8.
Boy.
And
how's your luck?
Yeah. Now I know why my father always chased the cats when he hears. Yeah. I gotta relook at that again.
Yeah.
So my parents have this story that they always tell us about the owl. So my mom and dad, when we used to stay in Namboro, they used to do what you do and like go trekking. So these two would go alone trekking and all. And on one particular day, the owl was screeching near them. And my father, because he was trying to impress my mother, because young couple, want to be the man. He went up to the owl, started swearing at it, and threw one stone or one stick or something to where the owl was. So the owl flew away. So my mother was impressed. And that is how I was born, children. So anyway. No. Hey, I'm just joking, man. So after he
well, I take back my name story. Getting it from a magazine. But yours is different.
I'm just joking. Anyway, so he threw the stick at the owl, and this is in broad daylight. The owl flew off, and my mother said, "This is one white owl." So owl flew off. They started tracking again, and then after 5 minutes, this owl actually attacked my father.
Bruh.
Like swooped down and just clawed his head and took off. So when that happened, these two cut their tracking short, went back home, only to realize the next day that my grandmother had passed away. So they use that story to tell us how strong the supernatural culture is with us humans.
Yeah.
But that's like, which always surprises me because everyone is churchgoer until an omen happens. And all of a sudden, we all voodoo priests.
We all can read the signs.
We can read the signs. We talk to the old gods.
I feel like even for Indo-Fijians, we have this, it's like a big thing, like you can't wash your hair at night.
Say.
And like, I don't like that. It makes my hair itchy. I always tell my mom, no. Yeah. It's really bad.
Yeah.
There's a similar thing that Rotumans believe
You can't bath at night.
You can't whistle at night. I don't know if that's
the
in your
whistle
guys'
one
culture.
is true, very true. Very
We're
true.
calling the devil.
And in a village, if I'm not wrong, a district in Rotuma, you can't wear red at night.
You can't wear red, and you can't look directly into, like if they have like a bonfire, you can't look directly
To the
you have
middle
sit-
of the flame.
You have to sit it at an angle. You have to like angle yourself.
Don't face it directly.
It sounds funny, but that's legit the thing. I think that's in Losa. So again, if you're getting from Losa, you're listening, I might be wrong. Correct me. Don't vilify me.
But can you
Don't
correct
revoke-
him in person?
Don't revoke my Rotuman card. But yeah, last I heard, you can't wear red if you like furo, like if you're new to the island. You can't wear red.
So the people who are new, they're called furu.
Oh, nice.
And you can't if there's a fire, you can't sit on it like sit directly at it.
Don't sit on it either.
But it's one thing I've always found funny. So I went and I asked like a couple of like my uncles and aunties, and I said, so like what's our vu? And some of them said, oh, it's a dog. But that dog is not, endemically found in Fiji. So, mind you, I didn't believe this. Like I my whole life, supernatural, all that, you admit, it's there. You just know it's there, but you don't want to, you kind of feign ignorance.
Yeah.
So when I was first year of uni, when you all in, start dating and stuff like that. So I used to go and drop off my my then girlfriend, my now wife, and in Thombati, yeah? And so again, mind you, this like 11 o'clock, 12 o'clock, sometimes 1 or 2. Yeah? So I'm dropping off, and because boy is not really that smart, boy lives in Nosuri. Yeah? So boy has to walk all the way from Thombati to the bus stop in Thombati and stroll until one bus or minibus comes along. Yeah?
Going towards Langere.
Going over, yeah. So.
But love, man.
With the love is strong. Man. Oh, that's how she became wife now.
Yeah, back then I was fit. Now I can barely even walk to the shop.
because you got your prey.
Hey, it sounded like make it sound like it's hunting.
Yeah, back then it was hunting.
I drop off in Thombati, and mind you, her road is full of dogs.
Yeah,
dogs everywhere, and they're all black dogs. The mongrel pups.
Yeah. Blackie brownie.
Gorry.
Yeah.
So I'd go and I'd drop off.
Usual suspect.
And then I'd walk, like very very quietly, so the dogs don't hunt after me. Yeah? And then I'd walk quietly, and I reach the main road. Now I can stroll nicely. So every time I drop off, like around 1 or 2 in the thing, I'd walk, and as soon as I hit the main road, I'll see a white dog following me. And then start walking down. I start walking down. By the time I reach the end of the road, the white dog would be like halfway through the road. When I reach the main road, the white dog's no longer there. So happened for about like 3 months, 4 months, 5 months.
Months?
But months, because like every day. So,
but the dog was there every day.
And I was thinking, and the thing is, every time, like when I'd come in the daytime, like this, I'd never see this white dog.
Nice looking white dog?
Big white dog.
Nice looking, like well fed.
Cute, well fed.
Okay. Glowing eyes?
No, none of that. I think if I saw glowing eyes, I would have taken off.
Nothing suspicious.
Nothing suspicious. Just look like a normal dog. But the thing is,
following you.
The dog would just watch, never move, nothing. It just watch. So when I'd walk past the middle of the road, the dog would show up like out of nowhere at the back. And then it just follow me when I reach the main road. Then he'll just wait at the end of the road until I walk all the way down.
And then when you look back, it's gone.
Yeah, but at that time, that's around 2, 3 o'clock. That's not the thing you worried about, because this is Thombati. I was more worried about being robbed. Because one time, believe it or not, I was dropped again. We went to the clubs, dropped off my wife. Was walking like this. Police car came, but right in front of the police car, this guy was like belting it full on, like running. And then he just went and he threw the bag, the bag, his one bag. He just threw it in my direction and took off. Mind you, I'm half gone. So I look at the bag, I look at him, I don't touch it. Police car pulls up to me. Woot woot. I look at the police officer.
Are you the one that was teaching?
I look at the police officer, looks at me, goes, takes up the bag, doesn't even offer me a ride, takes off. So when I'm walking down Thombati, the only thing I'm thinking of is don't get robbed. And then so that happened for about 3 months, 4 months. So one time I get the car, I ask my girlfriend at the time, wife now, ask her like, so hey, there's a white dog. Which one of the houses here has a white dog? She looks at me, she's like, not a single house here has a white dog. Like, sir. So I go in the daytime. I stroll down the road nicely with my stick in hand. Because
looking for this white dog.
I'm not looking for the white dog. The other dogs just like to attack.
Yeah.
So I'm worried. So I walk like this. I see I have all the other dogs. Not a single white dog. And then when I finally came that this is something else. So the next day I'm like, okay, shit. Finally I get to see this white dog walking like this, looking back, nothing. By the time I hit the shop, owl flies over me. So I go home, I tell my mom. My mom is like, oh, God, that's your voos. One is from your father's side, one is from your mother's side. The owl is from her mother's side. The dog is from her father's side. And she looked at me, white dog. Boy, when I say my, when you gulam nabid all of a sudden, wakandua. I said, big white dog. But I didn't know what to say. I was like, I think so. Oh yeah, that's the voo from our side. And the whole time I'm thinking, but you can't have the voo that's not found in Fiji traditionally. Usually you get the owl or something. So that was
the voo from your mother's side?
Yeah.
The white dog?
Yeah.
And the owl?
The owl was from my mother's side.
So none of the voos from Rotuma was falling? Imagine you turn back like this, one packet of biscuit falling on the road.
Oh, dinner. So that was, so again that was in Thombati.
But you know what? What would be like the worst thing to have as a voo? If you think about it.
Cockroach.
You terrorize one cockroach following you.
Wait, Alton, can all the voos evacuate my house at the moment?
Can you tell your friends? But think about it. Like in Rotuma, I've heard stories from my parents about a huge cat, almost like a panther, that is in Rotuma. And what my parents tell me is when there's like a major tragic event that's about to happen, tragedy that's about to happen, you'll see this cat. So one of the stories they told me, if I remember correctly, was about a village hall in their district. And there were women in there who were making mats. So the chief walked by and I think they made fun of him.
They made fun of the chief.
Yeah, and they started laughing in the hall. Like laughing at the top of their lungs and all. So that same night, because the women were into the night weaving mats, the men were outside, like a few meters away, drinking grog under one tree. Big basin of grog. And they said while they were sitting there, they saw this huge black cat come out of the darkness, and all you see is like eyes, like yellow eyes in the darkness. And they said it was a huge black cat. So they didn't think anything of it. The following night, while they were drinking grog there was a fire that happened in that hall with those ladies inside. They all died from that fire. So when the men ran off to go and put out the fire, these women died in that fire. When they came back to their basin or grog bowl or whatever, they had just like mixed it, so it's full. So when they came back, it was empty, and this cat is lying there next to the tanoa when they came back. And it stood up and just walked off into the darkness and disappeared. So this is one of the stories that I hear growing up. And my parents, because they're churchified, once in a while you get to hear it.
Yeah.
And it's only because something else happened.
Yeah.
So they relate it to like, you know, back in Rutuma, that day there, yeah. So that's one of the things that I realized about our people.
Yeah.
We'd be churchified and all.
Yeah.
But we still believe in the old way.
Old way, we still have the old stories.
It still has that power.
Wait, and I have a question. Anybody, because my dad's Rotum, my mom's Fijian. So one of the things that my dad said he gets from his Rotuman side is that before he reaches home, the same thing that he'll do will happen before that. So whoever's sleeping and stuff like that will be awake. So, for example, if he comes home and he opens the gate, rattles around, we'd hear that beforehand. We'd open the door, nobody will be there.
Oh, so and what he was going to do is happening before he gets there.
So we close the door. As soon as we're about to go back to the room, hear the same thing again. As soon as we check like this, Fall will be outside.
So you get to hear him before you see him.
Yeah.
Time travel.
No, something follows him and comes
Not
before
follows
him.
him, goes before.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, seriously.
Before him.
Oh hell no!
Yeah, it happened for
Your father has like an entourage in front of him.
Oh, sangai.
But it's common. You guys have heard about it.
Wait. So is that a common? That's my question.
But it's friendly. It's nothing.
Especially with now, it's more like it's dying out. So usually, just the old couples you'll hear that happen. So the wedding one will be sitting at home. Then Tutu's almost here, and we're gonna have guests.
And you wonder like how?
Prepare the tea. Like what? Nobody's coming. No, Tutu's coming with some guests.
And while you're burning the water, you
sure enough, somebody there with Tutu coming there.
Boy,
the bread and everything.
Hopefully we do that now.
No, but like
now we do it, but with grog. Somebody's coming. Just mix it.
But so you used to have that, when you see the butterfly in the house, the butterfly.
Dragonfly.
Dragonfly.
You see two butterflies.
For Rotumas, if a dragonfly comes in, I think it's visitors coming.
Oh.
Or
No,
news.
but honestly-
the butterfly is news.
Yeah?
Or do I have it the other way around? Yeah.
No, the butterfly is guess.
It's,
Okay, yeah.
what
So
do you call it?
dragonfly is news.
It's the news.
And if a masked man walk into your house, you know it's the robbery.
Police will follow.
The police is following. Make that tea. The police.
Make sure they don't throw a bag at you.
So is there any superstitious stuff like that your family believes in?
Okay, the one that Ricardo said for the knocking one, in Islam, it's believed when someone knocks the door, you first see it, you don't open it.
Oh, so you don't go up and like...
No, you check. Hey, brush, you there? If you hear yes, then you open. If not. And secondly, in like Indo-Fijian households, Bola.
Well, this is the story that we're talking about. We're drinking grog. All of a sudden, the light off. I'm gone. It's nice to see you.
I'm not even gone. I'm home. I'm already home.
Like Indo-Fijian households, you guys have the butterfly and the dragonflies there. But Indian household, the dishes fall. You know someone's coming home.
Say.
Wait, bartan girge koi ghare aaye.
Honestly,
honestly,
that means
like it falls on its own. You know, like guests. It's like, oh, really?
Like they're still gonna break the dishes, or
no, like the pots and pan.
You know, I'm saying
I don't
completely
think breaking
different.
counts.
If something
Like,
falls like
if
that
it's a
means
glass
whoever
one,
washed the
it doesn't
dishes last time didn't put it nicely.
No, but like it's like it will be like in the cupboard, and like you open it, it'll just fall, even though you put like properly the last time. Very that.
Oh, okay.
So come to think of it, like it's very different. Like I'm like shocked. Yeah, the butterfly coming in your house, the butterfly coming in my house. I'm like, okay, getting money. And then this one, like I don't associate with religion, but I've seen like growing up, like you see the dove.
Yeah.
If it's one, it's bad luck. If it's
One for sorrow, two for joy.
Two for joy, yes.
and but for me it's the opposite. If I see one, it's good luck. If I see two, it's bad. And if I see three, it's a great day.
If I see four, it's lunch.
I don't know what does that mean.
So, you remember like growing up, I don't know about you guys, but you know there's that superstitious thing that kids in school tell you and you do it to, you know, when the dog's about to like take a dump. And you just pull your finger make him stop. All of you guys.
We did, yeah.
Well,
It's a generational thing, eh?
I might have gone to a different school, but I've never heard that.
He said you see a dog do
But like it together, like-
and you
like-
cross your pinkies together
And it doesn't.
like
and it
how
stops.
did it?
Yeah,
Like
fair.
to churchify things.
No. Our school said no dog. The jogging school had plenty because they didn't know the trick. You can do that. Shoo, Kwan.
Unfortunately, we just never had dogs.
I'm gonna ask everyone here. Have you ever experienced something supernatural or seen it?
Yeah, the house that I live in currently it came to my attention that there was murders and things happening there. Yeah, so like came to my attention today that there had been one murder and stuff like that. So the first night that I moved in there, it was just me and my family was like at another house getting things ready, right? And then in the middle of the night, I hear kids giggling.
Not the next door
Hell
neighbors.
no.
No, it's like around 1 or 2 in the morning. And I'm still like, I'm on TikTok live.
Hell no.
I'm on TikTok live. I'm like talking with my fans and everything.
Whoa.
And then I hear kids laughing outside my house. At this point, I'm scared. I'm the scariest
I
person
think
on
that's
the
the ghost trying
planet.
to tell you, please, we're trying to sleep.
And then,
Nobody cares about your followers. Go to sleep.
and then I look outside. There's nothing there, but you can hear kids running in the grass. You can hear the dried leaves going shh, shh, shh. And I call the
I love the
cops.
sound effect.
I'm like so scared. I'm so scared. I call the cops and they show up and there's like
Different neighborhood. I call the cops, you don't show up.
and then they showed up and they told me, no, there's no one here. And then they came and there's no one's here. Are you okay? And they came, check the house and everything. I locked all the doors and I went I slept in the sitting room. So I pushed everything on that
All
door.
the lights on, everything.
The lights on, boys. I prayed, saranga in the morning. Woo!
Bismillah.
Yeah, I was doing that.
All right. You, Leila, anything supernatural happened to you?
It's always with the dogs.
This is why you hate animals.
No, well, no. No, I'm just scared of dogs. To be
So what happened with the dog?
Stood up.
It ran up to him and went,
No. like the dogs in my neighborhood, they never bark when I go past. Like never.
okay.
In all my life.
Is it because they consider you one of them?
Hey. this one particular night I walk past and the road is dead silence, and this is 11 p.m. and I'm walking and next one house after the other the dogs barking. I don't know. I thought to myself they're letting the other dogs know that somebody's walking past. Before I reach, listen. No, letting the other dogs.
Hear ye. Leila is here.
Leila has
Anyway.
arrived.
I'm walking and the next my hair starts standing. I was like, yo, okay, wait. I'ma pray. No.
Best believe she did.
So before I reached home, I prayed, and then when I walked in, I kid you not, my brother's dog, to be exact, is standing there, looking at me for 2 minutes, and then looks behind me, and he still is not wagging. I'm like, yo, and his name is Chef. I was like, Chef, come on now.
It's me.
Come on.
Tisai or Leila.
For 2 minutes, he looks back, and looks at me, and starts wagging. I was like, okay, maybe the thing is gone now, and I'll go inside.
Wait, isn't that where when they say something follows you and we take salt and we throw it behind you?
Anyway, that's all right.
But you know what?
I did that in my chemistry class once. You know, the Massima thing was a thing.
Yeah.
And then I threw salt at this girl, said Massima twice, and she was yelling. And I was sent to the AP's office, by the way. Honestly, and I was sent to the AP's office, and then after that, she started doing well in school.
So you chased the devil out of her?
Yeah, she should be thankful, eh?
Tell us, you money. Mano and Ama.
Well, mine happened in Bangor.
Oh.
Yeah.
This is an interesting
Bangor.
one.
So,
Are you from Bangor as well?
No, my grandmother's from there.
Okay.
So you can walk through like hot stones and stuff.
No.
Okay.
So, like, we were drinking at my grandmother's place. Allegedly. And we took a walk. If I can remember, yes, we took a walk, and then
Where'd you take the walk to?
we took a walk to the village, the neighboring village. I forgot the name of it again. Sorry. And so we passed this place where my cousins were telling me, don't touch anything, don't look at anything.
Not even the ground.
No, like just look down, but don't look up. Just don't look up. Whatever you do, don't look up or to the left.
Okay.
To the left, there was like this huge, like a stone, like a big rocks. And then I was wondering why. I looked up and I looked to the left. And then 2 lights were coming down from the rock. Like it was like coming towards me. And I was just standing there looking around, and then my cousins disappeared and I had to run back. I had to run back to the bridge. To the bridge. Yeah, and that was it. And then I got cuts and
Wait,
shit.
so you saw 2 lights, like 2 big lights?
It was like
Small light bulb,
yeah,
big light bulb.
headlights.
You sure it's not just a car?
No, you think No, yeah. It was coming
In
towards me and
Bangor?
then I ran, in Bangor.
It's not alien, is it?
No, it's not.
UFO. It's
Daudi,
not
man.
bright, it just glows.
Yeah, there.
Then
It just
Daudi,
glowed.
man. Ooh.
Yeah.
Mano, you?
Also in Dovina.
Mano is plenty.
Yeah, there's a lot from Riwai that I grew up in. One definitely
Somebody
from,
sent us away.
there's one. So you guys have seen where I stay, right?
Yeah.
So where I stay, this is the McFarlane new project. So McFarlane Road, right till roundabout.
Projects.
And yeah, and then there's a big driveway going up.
Right.
So we stay on the left, a double story, but then there's also buildings on the right. Now these buildings were built before we actually moved in, and
I mean, it would be stupid if you like moved in there, then they built a building around you. Eh?
no. So again, allegedly there are some people there who practice the black magic.
Allegedly.
Allegedly,
Got
because
warlocks and witch doctors in your.
and allegedly they're still there. Anyway.
Any of them live with you?
No, they live in this. They were like the first tenants of the right side of the buildings.
Okay, continue.
Anyway, yeah. So they used to practice black magic so often that at night at exactly 12 o'clock till 3 o'clock, the third level,
Yeah.
you hear like either a marble is rolling or stones rolling.
On the roof.
That's the thing, we don't know whether it's rolling on the roof or on the 3rd floor.
Rolling
But when you
stone.
hear it, it's literally above you. But then when you go check,
But
it's not
are
there.
people living above you?
Yeah,
So it's not them.
it's not them, but they can hear it. The
To
gang
them,
on
they hear it above them too.
yeah, and the gang on the 3rd floor, they think it's on the roof. And imagine this is happening every night, like every day, from exactly 12 to 3. And I remember once because like where they stayed just opposite, there's like a shortcut that goes up the top shop.
Yeah.
That one I've heard ever since growing up. Ever since we moved there since I was class 1, it was haunted.
Wait, which road?
The shortcut.
Oh, the shortcut.
Yeah.
You know, I was thinking that road. I have a friend that stays there. He probably does witchcraft. Continue.
Honestly, like, yeah. So one day I was walking down the shortcut like around 9 o'clock. I went to buy cigarettes, obviously. But I swear, when I was walking down the shortcut, I could hear someone say, "Psst."
You sure somebody didn't just say psst
No.
bush.
See, the thing is,
Wait,
like,
into your ear?
no. First it sounded like it was coming from afar, but then it was coming nearer.
Oh.
And like as it was coming nearer, I could feel goosebumps.
Draw.
What'd you do?
Don't look left, don't look right, just
I
run.
said my Psalms 23 and I started walking fast.
Yeah, I walk in the valley of the shadow of death. The Lord is with me.
Because my mom was like, if ever you hear that, it's either you hear that, a baby crying, or a woman just screaming.
Like for help?
Like if you rebuke it, you'll hear this woman say, "Ah, or like this screaming, like, and you think that it's coming from one of the.
It's so vocal.
Yes, very vocal.
Yeah.
Honestly. But yes, that's from my area.
So if you hear that in the middle of the night in the street,
no. But there's also another one. We went to this new place. Have you guys ever heard that saying? If you go to a new place, don't ask how far it is or how far the place you're going.
Yeah.
Nope.
I always shift, like, you know, like I always need to know
Wait, like
how
how
far
far?
it
Like,
is.
like,
I went to this village once.
wait,
and
you're always the one that's asking how far it'll take for us to go from here to here.
yeah, in the city, but it's in the village. Yeah. So, and I kept on asking how far it was, and apparently what was supposed to be a 10-minute thing ended up to be a 2-hour thing. 2-hour journey. Because
The road.
it wasn't until like 10 minutes they told me to shut up.
Don't ask for directions.
Yeah,
Don't ask how
They should
far.
have left you behind, boy.
Don't ask who.
Or just don't ask out
Just
loud.
don't say that
Like
loud.
each other.
Yeah.
Before the journey, you get sorted all out, and then don't talk about it on the journey.
Just walk.
Yeah.
Or sometimes if you do ask, the person will give one
Random answer. or
not
something.
random answer. It's just close. Look, I'm touching it right now. Like just to
For whoever's
listening.
Or whatever.
If you're deep in the jungle, you're going to have to split. You don't call names. Don't call
Yeah,
names.
that too, yeah.
What do you mean?
Don't, like, if you want to call your cousin on the other side, so you'll know what this. So you first gang is ooh, and then they'll reply ooh, then okay, he's here, that fellow's there.
Also,
Yeah.
don't use names.
Don't use names.
So just use like sounds.
Yeah.
There are spirits that can.
Can I ask why we can't use names?
Because they'll not identify you, right?
Then they'll
then you
identify
hear
you.
someone calling your name.
Then they'll take that voice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and,
So
and
they'll
that
call
face,
you.
They'll
yeah.
mimic it. They'll mimic it.
They'll mimic.
So they can mimic. Coo.
No.
Animal sounds.
I mean, but
Has to
like
be a
I learned
name.
that you have to
It has to
do
be like a
code
unique
or
sound.
something.
Because the spirits are human. I mean,
Wait,
like,
imagine if
humanish.
you getting scored, for you getting splitting up is. From the other side, yeah.
Because names, you own your name. I think
It's you. Eh?
it's you. You own that thing. That
There's also something I think in religion where there's power in a name. Because when Jesus cast out the devil, the first thing he asked was, "What's your name?" So your name is like really important.
in most cultures, you're not supposed to reveal your name to anybody who asks. So there's different ways to ask.
I mean,
In a lot of
Anyone say hi? Hi, Zahif.
but like, can you use codes? I've learned that you can use codes too for like, right?
That's why I go by my last name.
So then everyone with your last name gets possessed,
It's like, how many mafias are there?
Okay, what about you?
and all of them.
Yeah.
What?
What was your supernatural experience?
You know, for me, and this is something that I've spoken to my parents about, and they told me something weird. Because, and this is when you sit down and talk with my father. So my father has this belief that, like the mana that's given to like different people in different clans in Rotuma, it's different for each clan.
Yeah.
One time, because I was telling him, because I hear my friends having supernatural experiences. I have cousins who tell me about their supernatural experiences. But the thing is, I never like experience like in your face supernatural experiences, like see or hear voices and stuff. I've never had that in my entire life. So my father told me one time, there's also this mana, that blessing that is in Rotuma, where you are invisible to the other side.
We say.
And that's the reaction I went, see. I'm like Marvel.
But I can see Ellen right now.
So yeah, apparently there is this thing, this gift or whatever, where you are, in Rotuma they say the oroi, like you are hidden from the other side.
Or like Matrix.
So basically they can see you, they can interact with you, they can interact with stuff around you, but not directly with you. So he said maybe you have that. So I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
It's a good thing.
It's a good thing.
Yeah?
It's an okay
You
thing.
just like Bella
You can, like,
from Twilight.
This
Do not
shield.
compare me with Twilight.
Nice to meet you,
Okay?
Bella.
Bella nga idake. So yeah, like and I've been like when I sit down together with the elders of my family and they talk about like the old days in Rotuma and stuff that used to happen. Boy, it's very interesting because one, they hardly talk about it because some of them are lay preachers. So this is not something they talk about.
Yeah.
But they know it. Like they deep down they know that this thing exists.
Yeah.
But publicly they won't say it. So when you sit down and grog and then you hear the stories that they tell each other, I'm always like amazed because I never get exposed to these kind of stories. because it's always we seen the light.
Seen the light, yeah.
Jesus is our savior, and
cross,
this
yeah.
is the dark ages. My mother literally says that.
Dark ages.
No, that's the dark ages. Don't worry about that. But then a butterfly walks in. Hey, visitors. So I think this is something that is like the underlying culture
Yeah.
in Fiji.
Yeah.
You have the public one, which is Christianity, and I've seen the light.
Jesus, yeah.
But then underneath that, if you scratch the surface, we still believe in the old way.
Yeah.
And some of the stories I hear is like, so my father was telling me about this gift that allegedly some clans in Rotuma have. So the gift was passed down from like generations ago, and the gift is this: if someone that you know is in pain because of sickness,
Yeah.
you have the ability to transfer that pain to you,
Dang.
so that you go through it on behalf of that person, and you save that person from a lot of pain.
Like empathy.
Bruh.
Well, not really, like
Bruh.
physical pain.
Yo, bro. No, that's I mean, like, I don't know if it's true. You can ask my family. I feel like I have that
To transfer pain.
because when my mom's leg is like really painful, she'll ask me to massage it.
Oh, okay. Because I was saying like transfer pain to you, not give
No.
pain to others.
I like if I massage her leg
Yeah.
for a good moment, my leg, that part will start paining. That's why she'll.
That's another thing, because in Rotuman culture, massaging is like mana.
No, but also Fijian culture, may visa like when you massage someone, they should massage you back. So
Oh,
then you
yeah.
like share the
Yeah.
That's why when she'll ask me to
you share the pain.
massage someone, she tells me never take money from them or anything like
Yeah,
that.
that's what my mother and father say too. And then in Rotuma, there's a few gifted people who've been given the gift of massaging, where you can actually heal like broken bones.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah.
like and we call it a sarao. So they'll. Well, this is the funniest one. So my dad was telling me about one of his family members. I will not mention it on this podcast because they might hear it.
For
So-
legal reasons.
Yeah. So my father, while at work, he twisted his ankle, and it was swollen, and he couldn't go to work. So he knew that this family member does that massage stuff. Eh? So this is the first time I ever got exposed to massaging by Wi-Fi.
What?
So this lady lives like she used to live in Nakasi, and we live in Kinoya. So he calls her up and they close. Calls up and tells her, see, my leg is paining, I need to go back to work, but right now it's like swollen and I'm in pain. So the lady tells him, at 10 o'clock every morning, sit in your front door and face my house, in the direction of my house. I'll sit in my front door and I will massage you from there. So literally she's doing the Doctor Strange thing in the air, in circles. And he said, the next day, after they did that, he was set. It went down, it didn't pain anymore, and he could walk normally. After the doctors told him it'll take about 2 weeks, 3 weeks to heal, took him 1 day of this Wi-Fi massage. So she's sitting from Nakasi, facing our house, doing the Doctor Strange thing, her hand in a circle like this, and he's sitting at our house, going, oh yeah, I can feel it. So the first time I ever hear about massaging like that on a
Wi-Fi.
long distance, that's like Wi-Fi massage, boy.
Can you give me an address to massage my broken hand?
You should have claimed for that.
No, but like it's really amazing to see. Yeah, like there are like people out here who can do like really amazing things. I know some people like who have like like green hands. No.
Whatever they plant.
Whenever they plant, like they touch us. I was about to say soul. When they touch the soil, like it fertilizes the soil. Like things like that.
Saying that's manure.
No, from their hair, like you know.
No. So again, my mom's Fijian, my dad's Rotuman. So my mom, because my parents split up when I was younger, she used to always say that Rotumans have that gift. Like whatever they touch, it little thing.
Except this good.
So myself personally, I would say not that I'm susumandra. It's just that if out sunny day, everybody asking houses was when I stay in Australia, asking houses close by next to each other. So if I go outside and I start weeding or something like that, my neighbors will see me, they will catch me, so at the same time go back inside it. So we had this big mandarin tree at the back, and mind you, so it was like a family house. So my cousins and them, they'd stay there, never do anything to it. So my mom used to tell me, just go outside, let's go and talk to the tree.
My dad told me that too.
Yes, on a Sunday.
No, every day.
Or no,
Any day.
My mom
Any
told me
day.
to go talk to the lemon tree on Sunday, and the lemon was there.
So I talked to it. And they said, okay, see, for the rest of the year, you look after the tree. I said, okay, said. He said, mind you, around December, November, things should start fruiting. I said, okay, said. I went, I'd go and talk for I'm not gonna lie, the first couple of times you start talking to a tree, think weird, sarang.
Maybe more weird if the tree talk back.
Boy, makan talk, so, I start thinking, I am Groot. Yeah, so, after a while, so I'd go, rake, put the leaves underneath the thing. But around November, things started fruiting. And so when the place where I stayed, we had some of the boys in the yasa. So the mandarin tree became so heavy that the branches in the middle were touching the ground.
Right.
It was all of the mandarins. So I saw the tree. I thought, okay, said, just give it a couple more days, it will ripen. Unfortunately, the boys in the yasa had different ideas. I came back home, the tree was bare. All of them mandarin gone.
Why you make them think? Why you let them
I was
take
thinking
your fruit?
about it, but after that I didn't really want to go outside, didn't want to plant. But yeah, I know some gang have that.
But what do you talk to a tree about?
How's your roots doing?
I'm not gonna lie, because I used to hate going outside. So I'd come outside. My mother sent me outside to come talk to you again.
My mother says hi, by the way. We're a bit concerned about your leaves.
There's one guy in the village in Namuli, so the Lotoka, so you expect the mango from the mango tree.
Yeah.
So this particular one thing wasn't fruiting.
Wait, what? What do you mean by you expect the mango from the mango tree?
Like it has to fruit, eh?
Okay.
Because it's in Lotoka, I know that's the place to be.
Yeah.
So all the mango trees, this one like defiant. No, I will not produce any fruits.
No, I'm busy.
That's it. Hunger strike. So my uncle goes with the kidnapper and starts chopping the thing. See, you watch out. You embarrassing me. And all these people with their mangoes. 2 weeks after that, the flowers start to sprout.
Boy, the mango tree lamus are. If you don't. Okay, yeah. Take it.
Hey, Muffy, what's your supernatural
Experience.
It's not gonna be heavy.
Nah. So the house we stay at.
Currently.
Yeah.
Okay.
Our forever home. So, one of our uncles, one of the 5 brothers that grew up in that house, Pala came back from the west. Pala was going to PG Maritime to school. And then one day while he came back from class, Pala could see like dark shadows, like just running around the house. And then he ran in, he got the salt and started spraying it. And the fella was like telling him, go away, otherwise I'll burn this house down, something like that.
Gosh.
I don't know why.
Muffy just sitting inside going, yo,
Yo, Unc.
this our forever home.
Yeah, but every now and then, like I'll be in my room and then like the curtain like that, the light, and you see like someone walking in, they just stand there.
You sure none of your neighbors are doing this kind of thing? Like, just to mess with you.
And mind you, this is at his house right now.
Every night, sometimes we can hear like feet, like small feet running around the house.
Oh hell no.
Wait,
Why is it always
oh my-
babies and kids?
True, man.
A lot of kids died.
what?
Yeah. It's like the souls of the ones that can't find the light.
Nah,
Light
not
or
that.
red?
You're
Also
watching Charm
because
too much.
Our house that we're living in, it's built like on Suvabu land.
Oh, that explains.
Yeah.
So I had a friend, and the thing is, him and I used to do the midnight till morning shift. Oh, you know the midnight till morning
Mid-dawn.
shift? Mid-dawn. So one time we were in the building doing our shifts, and our station that time was
Upstairs.
we call it the attic. The attic at the company. And his radio station was in the basement of the company because it was all the way down to the back end. So it's just me and him. We came in the transport together, just me and him. Get into the building, sign in everything. I went up to my studio, he went down to his. So while I was sitting there, at 3 in the morning, he runs up to find me. So he bursts into my studio, like all scared, panicked and all. And I went, hey, what happened? Well, I said, okay, see. Nobody else was in the van with us, eh? I said, no, it's just you and me. There's nobody else in the building. I said, no, why? So apparently, he fell asleep. Because doing mid-dawn, eh?
Yeah.
So about 3 in the morning, he fell asleep. And then he said, this guy in blue overalls walked into his studio, woke him up, and told him, hey, on here, go on here, go on here. So he said he went back on there and started talking. Then he went around the building looking for this guy to thank him for waking him up and didn't find anyone. Then he asked one of the drivers who was in transport, like the other side of the building. And the driver said, no, it's just the two of you and Ellen upstairs. Boy, he said, no, there was a guy, blue overalls. I know, because he came, touched me, shook me, told me like, hey, go on here. And they asked, so what does he look like? And that's the weird part. He just remembers, big Fijian dude, like Fijian here,
No.
but he don't remember a face.
Bruh.
And he said, oh no, because I must have been like groggy and all from sleeping, like, you know. Yeah, when he was telling me that story, my hair was standing. And he said, as soon as the driver told him there's nobody else but me and you, he ran up Sarah to tell me. As soon as he left my studio, because you know you can play something on air and something in studio for you, I started playing the choir music, all the songs from the church. But yeah, that's some of the things that a lot of people have experienced, this supernatural stuff, which is like, I don't know, it hasn't happened to me. I've heard stories. I felt like something close to me, but I've never like seen anything. Which I find, and growing up, I used to notice that I was the only one. I felt a bit left out. And me! Even to the point where we had like you know how cousins sleep over?
Yeah.
With the 8-week holiday, all in one big room, like 12 of you. This room meant for 4.
And they all sit.
Yeah, and like they all felt it. They all dreamt the same dream or something.
Yeah.
And you're the only one in the room. That's like, huh? Eh? Hey boy, we in our dream was getting so big, like big shadow, like walking, and then we couldn't move or anything. Say, what was I? They asked me, you knew? Yeah, me too. But one point I was tempted to go, me too, but no. They said, so while I was getting all frozen like that, can't move. We turn our eye to you. So from when I was younger, I always felt left out. I don't know, that's weird, I know. But like everybody has had an experience, but I have not. Like a
Wait,
seat.
I have a question. Has anybody ever had like, they're like, you know, I know because we talk about Van Rom Draw and all that stuff. Anybody has ever had it done to you? Because so when I was younger,
Somebody witchcraft you.
I had a feeling, I had a strong inkling. So my mom used to teach in one of the district schools in Telugu. Again, Upar.
Also, wait, before you say that, I only say I feel left out. That's not a challenge. Eh?
No.
To the universe. And whoever's listening to this, please don't send it to me. I'm happy in my ignorance. It's not a challenge. I'm just saying.
I think for stuff like that, it also your mindset and how strong your faith is.
No. Huh? Sometimes it comes whether or not you believe it or not.
No, but like what I'm saying is like what I think is the theory behind it. I know most of you will disagree. Like Alan has like a strong mindset. Like he's like if I believe it, I believe it. If I don't, I don't. I feel like that's why you feel left out.
That's the beginning of every single horror movie I've ever watched.
Thank goodness they know white people here.
Yeah, so when I was younger, my mom used to teach in one of the district schools in Telugu. So this particular, and we lived in the cottages, like the quarters. So the weird thing is, every 5th, every 10th, 15th, 20th, for some reason, the school will be blacked out. And everybody knew that the gang in the school, the school management. So I used to play hockey for the primary school that I used to attend. And so every time we'd come back, we'd wear the, because again, you're traveling all the way from Suva all the way to Telugu with Upar. So I used to just wear whatever I was wearing. So, and we used to wear gloves for hockey. So we used to wear gloves and the shirt. So when I hung it outside, the thing got gap.
Was it the ghost?
And for the next year and a half, I had unexplained. I went to the doctor, everything.
Whatever.
Where I had full-on scabies in just my hands and my shoulders, back of my shoulders here. And then so after like a year and a half, we moved into our family place in Noseri. So as soon as we left, the only thing I was happy about was we were leaving that place, mostly because of that. Literally 2 weeks after, everything on my hand, and when I say this thing, but like my hands was like full on scabies. And boy, they gave us all the different creams, lotions, tablets, pills, everything didn't work. And then so moved away 1 week. After 1 week we had moved, everything was gone.
Ooh. Do you have any suspects?
So, you know, it's
Out
awkward.
them now.
You know, it's awkward when you walk through the. So again, this particular district school is right next to the village. Pretty well-known village in Telugu. pretty awkward when you go up to a boy and you say, "Bruh, that's my shirt," and he goes, "This is not mine, but your school name is on it, and your surname is at the back." And fella lies about his name, boy thinks I'm more awkward. That's right.
My name's Ricardo too.
So no, if I think at my surname.
Oh, yeah.
So when I said, "This is my thing. This is my. Who are you trying to lie to?" And at that point, because if you get into any trouble, your mom's teaching that. You try not to stay in trouble. So you just leave, you walk away. Boy, but I'd go to school, thing would be itchy, that's right. And you'd put everything on it. Wouldn't do anything.
Western medicine didn't work.
Western medicine, boy, I went to the doctor. I think the doctor was tired of seeing me. They injected the thing.
Next thing they suggest to you, have you thought about amputation?
But I was scared about that. I was actually scared of that.
Wait, for real?
Yeah, because it was bad. At one point, I think part of my pinky was black.
Yo!
Really?
Yeah.
So
and that's the thing they don't tell you about when you move to places like that. So we had that. But the one thing I remember about that place is they used to tell us, whenever you around the 5th, 10th, 15th, 20th, 25th, whatever you do not walk on the school ground. So I think I used to believe that. So only after I left leaving that place did everything supernatural happen. So I had one instance when I was in Lotoka. So because my mother was a very strong Christian woman, she used to tell us, before you go to sleep, pray. So again, my parents they were separated. So before I went to bed, I was praying like this, and for some reason, because I'm lazy, so I'm full on lazy. So I was falling off to sleep, and I remember, I should to pray. So lying down next to my bed, I started praying. Oh, God bless.
God bless this food you're about to eat.
And then for some strange reason, I smell this really, really nice perfume. Mind you, I'm in my bed. I'm in my bed, nothing close to me. And mind you, I'm in my room by myself. So my head, I'm like, ooh, the devil is a liar. The devil is a liar. So I start praying even more. I start praying. The smell starts getting even even worse. To the point where when I tried to move, I couldn't move. So I was like full on scared. Like, oh my God.
You were lying down?
Yeah, I was lying down.
Okay.
But I couldn't At that point, I'm scared. And then something whispered in my ear. To this day, I can't remember what it said. Soon as I could move, I ran to the sitting room. I sat there. I turned the TBN, turned all the way to TBN. I sat there until I could no longer be awake. I knocked out there on the floor, and that was it.
And imagine that thing that it whispered to you. You like my perfume? Crowds, $12.99.
When I was in Rotuma, Rotuma was the funniest one because when I was there, my dad was principal. So the principal's quarters is built on an old graveyard, old cemetery. So
that's always a good idea. Why don't you just build it on top of the graves? Yeah, don't worry.
So initially, nobody told me. And then one day, because again, teenage boys, how they like to mess with you. Hey, your thing's built on one thing. Said you can lying. No, we're telling the truth. Check, I like this. And then they were actually right. That weekend, my father thought it wise to leave me at home and take off to the other side of the island where other houses. So I was like, oh, okay, I'll be staying home. So power cuts off at midnight.
Oh.
I turned on all the lights and I made sure I fell off to sleep before midnight. 3 o'clock I wake up, something crashes in the kitchen. So I'm thinking, oh, this is it, boys.
Should have just left.
Boy, I'm thinking, God, this is it.
God, I'll see you soon.
I lived a good life. About 17 or 18 years. I'm good. Thank you so much. So again, it's only me, nobody else around the house. I think I have to stand up. I have to go and check it because for some reason the stupidity in you just tells you
need to go see.
So I go. I get the flashlight. Check. Walking like this. So my stupid self, what I did the night before was during the night I cooked my dinner, I ate it, and I put it in this ceramic pot. And I completely forgot that my dad had a cat. And this cat pushed the ceramic thing fell and was eating. And so outdoor at that time was because principal's quarters you have to be available all the time. So they cut half of it like the swinging doors. Yeah. So half of it was cut thing and then half of it the bottom was there. The half that was cut was open. I drop kicked this cat. Boy, I lined it up so perfectly that day. The cat never came back.
Till this day, the cat doesn't know what happened to the cat.
The Dope Podcast. End of episode 1.
How's it, man? I'm Tuets. Make sure you check out the Dope Podcast on Radio Pasifik. Cheers, man.